Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. OU women, 2 games this week at West Virginia. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. on the Next Star Network. That's a local West Virginia network. Speaking of local television, also on local television will be the next game against the Horned Frogs of TCU, 3 o'clock Sunday on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Also, we'll have a special guest that will be in attendance for that one for the women's game of TCU in Oklahoma. Talk about that. Plus, we'll preview the West Virginia and Oklahoma games next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away! Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name is Harry James. Got a very special show for you today, a preview, plus one future announcement. We'll bring it up against the TCU home game coming up, because that's when the big news, that part of the big news will be available. But first, the Sooners will have their midweek game. That game will be played in Morgantown at West Virginia, Wednesday at 6 o'clock. The game will be on the Next Star Network there in Mountaineer Country, so you'll have to find it that way or listen to it on the Sooner radio broadcast. But it's a pretty good West Virginia Mountaineer team of 22-11, 11-7 in Big 12 play last year. Lost in the third round at home of the WIT, that's the WNIT, third round to Northwestern by a field goal, 56-54 in Morgantown. Their head coach, Mike Carey, is a 1980 grad from Salem International University, SIU, and is in his 19th year with WVU and the Mountain Men of Morgantown. 2 players averaging double figures, trying to get them back from the WIT to the big national tournament. 2 players, in fact. Number 5, Tynese Martin, and number 2, Carice Grodzik. Tyrese Martin first, 18.0 points per ball game last year for the Mountain Ladies. 5.8 boards, 1.7 assists last year for the West Virginia Mountain Ladies. Now, Grodzik, Carice Grodzik, number 2, only did this in 5 games. So in 5 games, this is what she averaged: 13.2 points, 3.4 boards, and 4 assists per ball game last season for the Mountain Ladies. Now it's on to the home game against TCU, which is where this will come in a little handy. Open up my phone here, get out of the calculator, and we'll look up this right here. DAUG at OU Top Dog. That's TAUG for dog. And you'll find this. It's a Twitter account for Top Dog, who was the official basketball mascot for the Sooners in the 80s, into the 90s, even in a little bit into the early 2000s. They pulled him. They did bring him back for one men's game in 2008 for a reunion show, but he will officially be back now. He will be back for the men's game against Kansas. But for the lady fans, he will also be back for this one. This one might be a little easier for you to get tickets and a hold of, because I guarantee you those Kansas tickets are probably already gone. But it's a TCU club that's pretty good. Sunday, we'll see them Sunday at 3 o'clock on Fox Sports Oklahoma. So right after church, make your way to the Lloyd Noble Center to see a pretty good TCU team, 24-11, 10-8 in league play, not bad. Lost to Arizona in 59-53 in the women's NIT semifinal round. Their head coach is Reagan Pebley. She's a 1997 grad from Colorado and is in her 6th year in charge of the Horned Frogs. 2 players trying to get them back to the big tournament, out of the WNIT and back into the women's NCAA tournament. Won't be easy, but you got one double-figure scorer and one pretty good player in Lauren Hurd. We'll start with the double-figure. Kiana Ray, 25 Kiana Ray for TCU. 10.2 points per ball game, 3.1 rebounds, 4.1 assists per ball game. Also, Lauren Hurd, 8.7 points per ball game for Lauren Hurd, number 20 Lauren Hurd, 8.7 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per ball game for the Frogs of TCU. Now, finally, the Sooners of Oklahoma, 8-21, 4-14 in league play. They lost to Tech, 104-84 in the women's NIT first, in the women's Big 12 first round. 104-84 to Texas Tech. Their head coach, Sherry Cole, in her 24th year in charge of Oklahoma, and is a 1980 grad from Oklahoma Christian University. Now, double-figure scorers coming back. We'll start with my lady, my favorite, one of my favorites, by the way, number 22, Ana Lanusa, who did this, by the way, in just 20 games playing for the Sooners. Remember the other 7 games or so, she was out of commission because of the injury, but averaged 18.2 points per ball game, 3.4 boards, and 1.2 assists per ball game for the Sooners of Oklahoma. Now, she played in all 27 games, did Taylor Robertson, number 30, who averaged last year 14.3 points per ball game, 3.3 boards, 1.3 assists per ball game for the Sooners of Oklahoma. All right, guys, don't forget Top Dog. You can follow him on Twitter at OU Top DAUG, Top Dog. Will make his grand reappearance to the women's game at this previous mentioned TCU football game. This is what makes me think that this thing is going to be all but official, guys. He's on Twitter. And that's what makes me think that he's back to stay, at least for the rest of this season. If things go well, I'm sure that they will consider bringing him back for the non-conference and all the games next year. But for this week, that's it, baby. Wrap it up. Wrap it up, as Toby would say. My name's Harry James. You can catch this in all my other videos on YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. I'm also Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on Twitter at HypeManHarry. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and that'll do it for this week. Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care. Howdy. Peace.